Hi everyone, welcome to All Four Queens 555. I hope you're doing well on this Thursday morning. I want to just do this one for you as well because I think that there's quite an interesting approach to how people perceive love and the languages that we all operate in. We don't all operate in the same, and obviously as you go into relationships, this can be family relationships, friendships, and even partners. We don't get taught about the different types of love languages, and that's where conflict comes about, doesn't it? And this is probably one for more coaching than anything else, but I thought it would be quite good to put it out there, and I'm sure those that find it interesting might get something from it. So the 5 different types of love languages: the acts of service, quality time, words of affirmation, and receiving gifts, and physical touch. Now, when we understand the different types of love languages, and me personally, I believe people should communicate more, but people don't. And there's an assumption that when you've split up from someone in the past, what you've learnt there is the same as the person that you meet in the future. And that isn't the case, because not everyone's the same, obviously. Some people don't have the same love languages. So it's really important that people communicate to find that out. So interacting, it helps improve relationships by ensuring love is communicated in a way that the partner understands, and that means it's a reciprocal relationship, because 2 people may not have the same love language, and why would they? But they can at least learn each other's and get on the same blueprint. And it's also about focus to the universal language. Love is the highest vibration to the planet, and for me that is so important, because we need more love in this world, and we need people to be more loving in all everything they do, even in strife. I believe that, you know, if you go towards it with love rather than hate, and then you might find a middle ground. You're not always necessarily going to agree, but you can agree to disagree. So for me, that I believe that's quite important. So the words of affirmation. Now I wanted to just touch on this because I did add something to the end of this. Sometimes people will give you words of affirmation to build you up, and to inspire you, and to help you grow, and I think the only point on that I would say is use your discernment, because sometimes people will use words of affirmation to manipulate as well, and that's not making it negative, but that's just making sure you understand whether it's a positive or they're trying to do it to manipulate you. Quality time, I think that's quite an easy one, is spending quality time with each other. Me personally, I would also say that if you're going to quality time, switch off your phones and put your phones away, and actually be present, because we look in a world where people aren't present. You know, you watch families go for a meal together and everyone's playing on the phone and not one person's talking. So for me, that is important. So, you know, be present and make sure that you're actually there with that person. Physical touch, I think, is obvious. But I would say communicating love through physical contact, and that's not just obviously full-on intimacy. That can just be a hug. It can be just, you know, cuddling or whatever. It doesn't have to be the full-on. And obviously you wouldn't necessarily be friends anyway, would you? But, you know, it's just making sure that you understand that what you perceive as a love language, they may not feel comfortable with touch. So you need to find that fine line. Acts of service, doing helpful things. Now sometimes people do that, and that's their way of expressing their love for you, but they don't necessarily say it. They'll just do loads of nice things, because for them the doing is the act of love. It's sometimes, you know, that's just the way they do it, and it's sort of like things to help and ease the partner's burden, such as things as cooking and running errands and things like that. Receiving gifts, so thoughtful gestures or small gifts that represent appreciation and affection to those focusing on monetary value. So yeah, so sometimes they don't have to be big gifts, they can be small gifts, but I think for me that's about knowing the person that you're with, isn't it? What do they actually like and what don't they like? Some people want big expensive things, and some people see the small things as expensive. So it's getting to know that person, isn't it, and understanding how they see the world. So I hope that helps, because I think a lot of us, we go through life and we don't understand attachment style, love languages at all. We'll do attachment styles next. We don't understand love languages at all, and we assume the worst in people when actually it's just that we're not on the same blueprint. But I do believe we need a world where there is more love and more communication rather than assumption, because people assume too much, and I think they need to be more knowing. And the only way you're going to know is to actually speak to the person rather than assume. And also, I was watching something this morning to get away from the opinions of others and make up your own assumptions, and make up your own opinion, because when you ask other people, you've got to ask yourself, are they doing it for the betterment of you, or are they doing it for their own self? Do they want the best for you, or are they actually just doing it for their own agenda? And I think you have to be very mindful of that, hence why we talk about discernment and intuition. So I hope that helps anybody that's interested in the different 5 love languages. I'll put some sources in the description, and hopefully, you get something from it, because we don't all know, and we should really focus more and understand each other more to be able to get to a vibration of love, I think anyway. And I always say kindness is free, so hopefully that helps, and I'll catch you on the next one, and take it easy, and I'm sending you much healing. And sorry about the camera going on and off. For someone who wants to just be part of everything I do, and you've seen from some of the videos that there's not really much I can do about it for now. So bear with, and I'll see you on the next one. See you later. Bye.